When we measure temperature, in some countries we use the Fahrenheit, represented by F, and in some countries we use Celsius, represented by Celsius. And if you want to change or convert Celsius into Fahrenheit, we use this equation. What if we want to convert Fahrenheit into Celsius? We need to get the inverse of this function. To do that, we would go ahead and subtract 32 on the left and the right side, and then multiply by 5/9 in order to get C, or Celsius, equals 5/9 times F minus 32. So as you can see, these two equations are inverse of each other, where in the first equation we have F equals in terms of C, and in the final equation we have C in terms of F. If you have an equation such as h of x equals x plus 8/3 and want to find the inverse function, first thing you want to do is change that h of x into y. Then we would go ahead and swap or switch the x and the y values, making it then we would go ahead and solve for y. First, multiply by 3, left on the right side, where we end up getting 3x equals y plus 8. And again, in order to solve for 8, we would go ahead and subtract 8 from the left and right side of the equation, where we get y equals 3x minus 8. In our final step, we want to rewrite that y as h inverse of x to represent that the function that we have here is going to be the inverse of the h of x function, equals 3x minus 8. Here's another example. We have g of x equals 1/2 times x plus 2 minus 3. Just like we did it before, we want to go ahead and change that g of x into y. Then we want to go ahead and swap the x and the y values, making it x equals 1/2 times y plus 2 minus 3. And then we want to go ahead and solve for the value of y in terms of x. First, we need to get rid of that 3, so we're going to add 3 left on the right side. We end up getting x plus 3 equals 1/2 times y plus 2. And then instead of taking that 1/2 and distribute it into the parentheses, the better way is to multiply by 2 on the right side of the equation, and the 2 to the left side of the equation, where the half and the 2 will cancel out, leaving us with 2 times x plus 3 equals y plus 2. And in our last step, we just need to go ahead and subtract 2 to make the y by itself, where we get y equals 2 times x plus 3 minus 2. And of course, we want to rewrite that y as g inverse of x, like so, and write down the equation that we just got. There you go, folks. If we start with the g of x function, like so, we want to first go ahead and change that g of x into y, swap the x and the y value, and then solve for y in terms of x. And don't forget to rewrite that y as g inverse of x.